talk around youth and development is, I cannot say which one came first. I don't know if it's the passion that came first or it's the opportunities that came first. But I don't know if you can, work on something that you don't really understand so well, or rather that you're not passionate about. So when I think of youth and development, I look at youth as a very important community, or rather a very important group in any community. And why is that? Because one, they are the future leaders, they are the future innovators, and they're the future citizens of any community. And so the way we bring them up really matters, because they have the potential to shape the future, and in many positive ways. And youth are also very vibrant. It's a vibrant group, and they can bring a lot of innovative ideas, be it innovative businesses, something that is just out of this world. They have this freshness, the freshness that can bring life into something that was dead long ago. So I think that's why I feel so fulfilled working under the youth and development sector. Not mentioning that, of course, I can cast my nets wide, but if there's an area that I've really found fulfillment, or if there's an area that I would really like to focus more on, is under youth and development. And that said, I think even in my previous clip when I was talking just about development communications, I had mentioned that one of the my entry point into development as a whole was under youth work. And looking back, and even my most recent projects have still been around youth work. My most recent project being under climate change and how young people can gain opportunities in the green economy. So that means really looking at the potential of young people in the creation of jobs for them within the green economy. So that meant a lot to do with what are we exposing them to. For example, this climate change, we all want to live in a sustainable world. And if we want to live in a sustainable world, then who are we nurturing for that sustainable world? Because I cannot say today that, yes, we have all these policies that are leading us towards a sustainable world, and they're effective today, and everything has been implemented today, and yes, now we have a sustainable world. Some of these changes take even decades for them to happen, and that means that those who are behind us will be the ones to take on the mantle and run with it. So I'm really, really passionate and very keen on how we nurture young people to take up development projects. And something very core for me then is how to communicate such ideas to them. How do we engage them? We're living at a time when technology is too dynamic, okay? Today we have this, tomorrow we have that. Back in the day, perhaps Facebook or Instagram are the things to talk about, but right now we have TikTok, and it will keep on changing because we're not stopping at TikTok. There are many more that are going to be birthed from there. And so we need to understand, with the trends of technology comes the trends of a dynamic audience. Because as the technology changes, we also get a dynamic audience that will also change with the technology. And you will find that most of the people or the groups that are mainly or majorly consumed into technology are the young people. So we have no choice but to think of effective digital practices when you're looking at developing strategies, not only in communication but for any other thing, be it monitoring and evaluation, or anything that would steer the work of of youth work and actually make it effective. And so my experiences have been in various areas, be it in youth development in education. I remember I once worked with an organization that was mainly focused on enhancing um, learning learning within underserved primary schools. So that meant investing in a very interesting group. These are young people who are just exiting high school. So this group is very interesting because they have just graduated from high school and they're looking into joining university. And what that means is that there's a gap. There's like a year's gap before they join university. So how do we nurture them to think strategically or to think innovatively? So my work was therefore to create a curriculum that would bridge this gap, teach them on entrepreneurship, teach them on critical thinking, teach them on career readiness, because as they come into the organization, for us to expose them to such kind of work, they also must be thinking about themselves. What are they looking towards in 10 years or 20 years time? And so that for me was very fulfilling because I've just remembered there's a statement one of my mentees told me, that I love nurturing young dreams. And it's true. I feel like that's where I'm called, nurturing young dreams. And so I'm very particular about where they go next after that. And so I have found myself doing a lot of that in various places and working in various projects that pertain youth development. And I must say it's fulfilling because it's a group that we cannot close our eyes to and say, you guys deal with yourselves. No, they need someone who can walk with them. They need guidance. They need to learn how to get prepared for their next transition, be it at the workplace, be it in terms of taking leadership positions and all. So I would want to, highlight, or rather magnify the work around youth and youth development, because I feel like it's a niche that so many organizations may take for granted, but in the long run is very, very key in terms of, what do we want for the future. If we are looking at the sustainable development goals and when and how to achieve them, we must be ready to work with the people who will be there to achieve these goals when we are not able to, say that I actually did this. Yeah, thank you.